Hello everyone! Yesterday, well, not yesterday. At the time of recording yesterday, I was in the store and they had new intro decks for Magic. Yeah, and I was like, hey, can I get some for the channel? But yeah, it was like, no, you can have one. Okay, fine. So I picked the blue one and we are just gonna see what new players are getting. So of course you get two half decks, one of the color that's on the box and one at random. So this one is blue and green. So let's take a look here because this is actually quite interesting. He opened up one for himself to check out what's in it. He said, nah, there's only garbage in here. Then I flipped through it and I saw everything is from the list. Now, as a sucker for anything that's unique in Magic, I thought to myself, well, I think I can use that. So we get some basic lands and they are all different arts and that is something I like. Well, no, not everything. But there are some different arts in here and that is really, really cool. Cloudkin Seer. So let's just see if the cards are indeed for beginners. It's just a common, just a 3 cost 2/1 with flying. And as it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Not too complicated there. Vidalcan Mesmerist for 2. It's a 2/1. When it attacks, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-0. Academy Journeyman, Journey Mage for 5. It's a 3/2. It costs 1 less to cast if you control a wizard. Alright, when Academy Journey Mage enters the battlefield, return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Charmed Sleep for 3. An aura that says enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Chart a course for 2. It's a sorcery. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card unless you attacked with a creature this turn. So far, so good. Chilling Trap for 1. Target creature gets -4/-0 until end of turn. If you control a wizard, draw a card. Frost Trickster for 3, it's a 2/2, flying. When Frost Trickster enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. We get a rare, Cyclone Summoner for 7, it's a 7/7. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, return all permanents to their owner's hand except for giants, wizards and lands. Metropolis Sprite for 2, it's a 1/2 with flying, and for 1 blue you can give it a +1/-0 until end of turn. Another rare, nice, Gatwick, the Wizened. For 3 and X, ooh, that's interesting. That's usually not one of the easiest abilities to, well, it could be easy unless you have 2 X's there. That's not something beginners are going to get real soon. Right, when he enters the battlefield, draw X cards, and X is of course the amount you pay. It's a 3/3, and when you cast a blue spell, tap target non-land permanent an opponent controls. Archaeomancer for 4 mana, it's a 1/2, and when it enters the battlefield, return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. Serpentine Ambush for 2, an instant, until end of turn, target creature becomes a serpent creature. A blue serpent with base power and toughness 5/5. Interesting. Another Vidalcan Mesmerist. Another Charmed Sleep. Ooh. Tetsuko Umuzawa. Fugitive. For 2 it's a 1/3 and creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. Ooh, nice. Quicksilver Fisher. For 5 it's a 4/3 flying. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card, discard a card. Geistway for 2, instant, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you controlled that permanent, draw cards. Don't shuffle. Shortlist what to do on your turn, and then of course your cards, what it means. So that's quite interesting actually. It has a lot of simple basic cards, but also a couple of cards that interact with some stuff that you, learn when you get used to the game. Or at least we used to, because I started in 1999. Oh, times were much simpler then. Right, for the green part here we have forests. Goreclaw, Terror of Kalsisma. For 4, it's a 4/3. Creature spells you cast with power 4 or greater cost 2 less to cast. Then, whenever Goreclaw attacks, each creature you control with power 4 or greater gets +1/+1 and gains Trample until end of turn. Druid of the Cowl. For 2, it's a 1/3. Tap, add 1 green. Canopy Baloth. For 4, it's a 4/3 with landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Canopy Baloth gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Wildwood Patrol, just a 3 mana 4/2 trample. Clear Shot for 3, it's an instant. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Ooh, that's a beautiful card. Dawnheart Rejuvenator. For 4, it's a 2/4. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life, then tap it to add 1 mana of any color. That's an interesting ability for beginners. When and English isn't my native language. When I was, how old was I? 13, 14, something like that. I interpreted this as tap it to add 1 mana of all of the colors, so 5 mana. But it's not. So interesting. I wonder how this is for English native speakers, because it clearly says of any language, but I interpreted it back in the day as all. Sentinel Spider for 5, it's a 4/4 Vigilance and Reach. Giant Growth, classic, for 1 mana it's an instant. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Colossal Drapmaw, of course, for 6 it's a 6/6 Trample. Tree Shaker Chimera, for 7 mana it's an 8/5. All creatures able to block Tree Shaker Chimera do so. When he dies, draw 3 cards. Another Druid of the Cowl, Crushing Canopy for 3. Instant, choose 1. Either destroy target creature with flying or destroy target enchantment. Leatherback Ballad for 3, it's a 4/5. Overcome for 5, it's a sorcery. Creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain Trample. Snapping Gnarlid for 2, it's a 2/2 landfall. When a land enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Iridescent Blade Master for 2, it's a 2/2, and then for 4 you can activate the ability when it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. You can activate it as many times as you like, obviously. Snapping Gnarlid, another forest, and another Don't Shuffle card, and another of these Learn to Play. So, very nice. I think that's a nice, balanced welcome deck. Not too many complicated mechanics in there, but enough to keep it interesting. At least more than it used to, because the starter decks, at least the welcome decks, were just, yeah, I don't know, terrible back in the day. But this one, it seems like an upgrade of the old one, and yeah, it's nice. So if you haven't started playing Magic yet, now is the time. There are new welcome decks. Pick your color. Start playing. So thank you all very much for watching. Thank you all to the Patreons as well. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you all next time. Bye-bye.